For more, Francesco Rizzuto joins me live now from Liverpool in the UK. He's the Dean and Head of the School of Law at Liverpool Hope University. Thank you so much for being with us on the program. Now, the chaos that has been caused by this economic framework is really nothing like anything we've seen before during the first month of a leader assuming office in the UK.
Absolutely right. It's been a shambles, frankly, and it happened almost after the funeral of the late Queen. Absolutely shambolic. A gamble that clearly the international markets didn't take very kindly to, because the government simply didn't take the kind of measures to reassure international markets. But it was worse than that, really. It was really worse than that, because they wanted to cut taxes, yes, and borrow money in order to pay for supporting people over the energy crisis, when they could have actually taxed the energy companies for some of that money at least. So completely shambolic. And of course, there was no consultation within the cabinet. There was no consultation with the party, the Conservative Party in government. And so we've had not only the U-turn on a high tax rate, we've had a U-turn now on when we're going to get a financial forecast. We will probably get a U-turn on whether people at the lower end of the scale on benefits will now have to have their benefits increased to reflect 10% inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So frankly, it's just I hate to say it, it is a farce.
Mm-hmm.
And really, you would expect a government of a mature democracy to do things slightly differently. And
Right.
if I can add,
Mm-hmm.
the government, the prime minister and the new government doesn't really have a mandate to do what she's proposing to do, which is to disown what the previous government did, of which she was a member. So
Right.
you understand the ridiculous situation we're in.
Right, and the Tories have, for the most part, they haven't been shy to criticize one another, and that was very evident in the last round of elections. And it seems like fingers are starting to be pointed at Truss in this point of time from members of her own party.
Absolutely. I think that it is incredible. First of all, she only had the support of around about 50 to 60 members of parliament when they voted. She won, of course, because the members of the Conservative Party, i.e. the party members, not necessarily parliamentarians, supported her. The other thing to bear in mind is that a poll taken today shows that she is the most unpopular prime minister, certainly of the last three. More unpopular than Johnson, more unpopular than Corbyn. I think she has a positive rating of about 14%. There's a real problem there. And then, of course, when you have senior members of the cabinet going on television and saying that they disagree with what the prime minister is trying to do, then I think there's a political problem.
Francesco,
There's a credibility problem.
it sounds like you want Boris back again in office.
Well, no, I'm neutral. But I really don't believe in swapping a prime minister who was less than honest and perhaps less than responsible when it came to civic virtue, with a prime minister who appears to not be in control of her own government,
Mm-hmm.
and who, frankly, comes across as being not particularly competent without a script. So you have to deal with nonsenses like, we want to expand the Rwanda policy, or we want to break the link with the European Court of Human Rights. What do they want to turn the United Kingdom into? A low tax piracy off the coast of Europe? I mean, I'm being very harsh, but quite honestly, I think that these things need to be said. Because, yeah, we have a vision of what? Low taxes, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And that will inspire the poor to work harder. This is insane.
Okay.
Her own party, her own MPs do not support her.
Right.
And that's the crucial point.
Well, we'll see where this leads to. Francesco Rizzuto, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for that analysis.